Hi, my name is Cindy Porter and I'm a video creator for ColourArte. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how I did an acrylic pour on these tennis shoes. Boy, was it a challenge. But I am really happy with the results and learned a few things along the way. I have pre-mixed all the paints and pigments that I used, and here is a list of them. I used Global Acrylic Paint and Primary Elements Art Pigments. So this is the global paint in Nebula, and there is some Go Navy primary elements going on. I forgot to mention that I also used white global acrylic paint, and that was Toddler Blue just being added. I found that pouring on tennis shoes, not as easy as it sounds. I discovered that the paint actually doesn't like to flow that well over the shoes, and found that it was necessary for me to actually aid the paint to move around the tennis shoe. I had prepared the tennis shoes with some white global acrylic paint and some textile medium, so that they stay soft and flexible and don't go too hard with all the paint pouring on them. As you can see, I'm just slowly layering up the different paint colours, just like you would in a traditional puddle pour, onto the tennis shoes, but found that I needed the aid of the stick and my finger to manipulate the paint to actually move around and flow reasonably well. There's some Go Navy primary elements going on there, so that they are going to have some gorgeous shine and sheen when finished. I went to the trouble of taping up the white tips of the tennis shoes and the white soles of the tennis shoes, trying to keep them clean from paint. This was my plan. I also taped up the tongue of the tennis shoe and the insides, because I certainly didn't want to get paint poured into all of that. I've just used a painter's masking tape to do that, and found that it worked reasonably well. However, the next pair that I do, yes, I did say next pair because I'm really happy with the results, I will take more time taping the edge of the sole, and actually put tape all over the bottom of the sole as well, because it's going to take me a little while to wear off the paint on the sole just from walking around. That dripped around and under. So I just put on some blue Bayou primary elements there on that part there, to give it some more shine. And there goes on some more Go Navy. Love Go Navy, one of my favourite primary element art pigment colours. So after learning from the first tennis shoe the best ways to go about things, I actually applied the paint a little differently to shoe number 2. As you can see, I put it on all around the toe and just helped drag it down and along the shoe. What I discovered was that an actual wet layer of paint, especially along the edges, helped the paint move much better where I wanted it to go to get good coverage. So that is how I began shoe number 2 instead of the same way that I did shoe number 1. And then my aim was to try and get the 2 shoes looking a bit like a pair, so trying to get that same colour combination that I achieved on the first shoe. helping to spread the paint with my fingers. I found that was easier and quicker, and then pouring over that to get effect worked better on the second shoe than the drama that I went through on the first one, trying to get good coverage and good pouring effects. Pouring on 3D objects is quite different to pouring on a nice flat canvas. And you have some interesting challenges to overcome along the way, I discovered. The most important things that I can recommend if you're going to have a go at this is make up a bit more paint than you think you'll need, because you actually go through a fair bit. And make sure you have taped off the shoes very well, especially on the inside, because you don't want to be walking around on paint under your feet. And there they are, the finished pair. Very pleased with them. They look awesome on. And I will be wearing them to my next teaching classes. What a fabulous way to promote paint pouring. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. And ColourArte have started up a Patreon account to support the international video team. Details will be below. Thank you very much.